It's the one thing we all say we want, right? We spend so much of our lives searching for it, but what actually is happiness? Well, today we're going to dig into that very question, and I think you'll find the answer is a lot simpler and way closer than you might think.
So let's start with this. What if we've been looking at this whole thing backwards? What if happiness isn't some destination we have to race towards, but something we can learn to build right here, right now? That one little shift in perspective, it changes absolutely everything. Okay, so before we can get to what happiness is, we've really got to talk about what it's not. We're constantly told to chase things, right? More money, more fame, nonstop fun, believing that's where the good stuff is. But what if we're just chasing shadows? Let's just tackle the big one right out of the gate. Money. Look, having enough to be secure, that's for sure important. But the endless chase for more, that's a trap. It's like being on a hamster wheel where the finish line just keeps moving further away. Real, lasting contentment, you're just not going to find that on a bank statement.
And it's pretty much the same story with fame. I mean, in our world of likes and followers, it is so easy to confuse attention with happiness. But that kind of validation from the outside world, it's just so fragile. It can vanish in a heartbeat.
And this might be the most dangerous myth of all. The idea that happiness is a life with no problems, just a state of constant pleasure. But that's not life, is it? Life is a mix of good and bad, light and shadow. Chasing a life with zero challenges isn't just unrealistic, it's a recipe for feeling let down, all the time.
So you can really see the difference here. Pleasure, it's usually external. It depends on what's happening to you, and it comes and goes. It's a thrill ride. But that enduring sense of peace, that's internal. That's something you can actually cultivate, like a skill. It's a feeling of calm you can hold on to even when the world outside is a total mess. Okay, so if we stop chasing all these things out there, where does that leave us? Where are we supposed to look? Well, the answer isn't out there at all. It's about shifting our focus and looking at happiness from a totally new angle, from the inside out. This is really what we're getting at. This is the goal. Happiness isn't about getting rid of the hard parts of life. It's about learning to find peace, to find meaning, and yep, even joy, right in the middle of all the mess and imperfection. It's about learning to dance in the rain, not just waiting for the storm to be over. When you boil it all down, it really comes back to this one simple but incredibly powerful truth. The outside world can't give you lasting happiness. It's something that can only, and I mean only, be grown from within. Now, that's a really nice idea, right? But how do we actually do it? How do we put this whole internal happiness thing into practice? Well, it's not about some huge life-altering event. It's about the small, consistent choices that we make every single day. And these are basically the 4 pillars of that daily practice. First up, gratitude. And that means actively looking for the good that's already in your life. Then it builds with acceptance, making peace with yourself, exactly as you are. Then it's about noticing the simple joys. That first sip of coffee in the morning, a quiet moment. And finally, it's about purpose, connecting with something bigger than yourself, which, so often, means helping other people.
And what are these simple joys? I mean, they're the tiny, beautiful little moments we tend to just rush right past. A genuine smile from a stranger, a kind word when you need it, just one quiet moment where you're truly present, or a conversation that makes you feel really, truly seen. This is where happiness actually lives, not in the big stuff, but in the small, everyday moments.
And all of this leads us to our final, and honestly, I think most empowering idea. If happiness is built on these small daily actions, then it's not some random thing that just happens to us. It's a practice. It is a choice you get to make every single day. Now, let's be super clear here. This is not about pretending problems don't exist. That's just toxic positivity. No, this is about resilience. It's about seeing the hardship, acknowledging it's there, and still consciously choosing how you're going to respond. It's about noticing the flower that's growing up through the cracks in the concrete, not pretending the concrete isn't there. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that we have got to stop thinking of happiness as some kind of finish line. It's not a place you finally get to arrive at one day. It is quite simply a way of living. It's the path you choose to walk, today and every day after that. So I'll leave you with this one final thought to take with you. Forget about someday when or I'll be happy if. The only moment you can ever actually find happiness is right now. So the real question is, where are you going to find yours today?